So what I tell young girls everywhere, every day, and what I want to tell you from the other side is that you are able to be who you are, and you need to define that person for yourself before the world defines that person for you. What and who you are is fully dependent on who you define yourself to be. So there was a time in my life when I was extremely worried about what people thought about me. There was a time when I began to rise in my career and in the things that I was doing, that I started getting attention. And with that attention comes the bad and the good and the ugly. And I started getting worried about when people would say things and they were clearly untrue, but those opinions used to stress me a lot. And so I was like, why would they say things about me? Like, I would be the kind of person who was ready to just not stand up for myself because I was worried about what people thought about me. And then years passed and I was like, so what if I am all these things? What if I'm rude? What if I have an attitude? What if I'm a narcissist? What if I'm all these things? Why is it that it bothers me a lot? Why is it that it makes me feel some type of way? And what is it about people's opinion that really mattered to me a lot? And as a recovering people pleaser, I was struggling. And I got myself to a point where I realized that it is fine for people to think of you in the way they want to think of you. If someone thinks you are a fool, fine. If someone thinks you are not smart, fine. If someone thinks you are all those things that people describe, you're ugly, fine. Your hair is really bad, like my hair is really bad now, fine. At the end of the day, one of the things that I'm really making peace with is if someone wants to have an opinion about you, you will not change it. Everyone can have their opinion. You can think of me the way you want. And the good news is it doesn't affect how I look at myself. The problem now becomes when you start making your issue my issue. My only role in life is to be the best person that I can be. My only role in life is that my conscience is clear. My only role in life is that I treat people really well, and I do. My only role in life is that my conscience remains completely clear. That when someone comes to me and says, like, you made me feel bad, and I can feel traces of me in that situation, then that's my thing. I need to change it. But if you woke up in the morning and started feeling some type of way about me, or the worst part is the abusers. When an abuser starts calling you abusive, like when someone who clearly is not the victim begins to cry about what you did and what you didn't do and how you acted and what you didn't do, like that part triggers me still. But at the end of the day, I have made peace with the fact that whoever wants to misunderstand me will misunderstand me. People make up their minds about you even before you do anything. Even before you open up your mouth, whoever hates you already hates you. Before you open up your mouth, whoever doesn't like you probably will never like you. And I think part of what I have made peace with as a woman, especially as a leader, is that everyone should think. I need to allow everyone to think what they want to think, and their opinion of me doesn't have to be a reflection of who I think I am. So you can come and think I'm the most ugly person that ever lived, but I'm beautiful. Like, I'm beautiful. So, like, I'm beautiful. Like, you think I'm ugly, but I'm beautiful. So what if? So I was having these discussions with the widows the other day. So the widows that we support under our widows empowerment program. And I asked them, if someone comes to you and calls you a cow, what would be your reaction? And they're like, I would be so insulted. I would beat them up. I would do all this. And I'm asking them, like, are you a cow? Why are you affected when someone calls you a cow? Why do you want to beat someone up when they call you a cow and you know you're not a cow? Most of the reaction that we have in life is because we have not gotten to a point where we have made peace with who we are. And who we are does not change because someone thinks otherwise. Who you are is who you are. It doesn't matter what the world thinks. It doesn't matter anyone thinks. It doesn't matter. Their opinion does not matter. And so I have given myself permission to allow people to think what they want about me. I have given the world the permission to brand me what they want to brand me. Anyone is free to call me anything under the sun. Anyone is allowed to call me anything under the sun. What I know I owe myself is to be a good person. And when my goodness is not good enough, and when my whatever I bring to the table doesn't please you, it's not up to you to be able to make my life terrible because you think my life is terrible. That's not my role, and that's not my ministry in life. So one of the things that I'm most grateful for is the ability to allow people to think what they think, and then the ability to allow myself to disregard everything that people think I am and to be able to define myself. So what I tell young girls everywhere, every day, and what I want to tell you from the other side is that you are able to be who you are. And you need to define that person for yourself before the world defines that person for you. There are people who will come into your space and they will want to make you feel bad about who you are for no apparent reason. There are people who will come into your space and make you feel so small and then react when you don't react. Because there are people who need a reaction. And at the end of the day, if you don't give them the reaction that they need, they will still brand you anyway. So your reaction is up to you. No one should push you to the place of reaction. When someone calls you a cow, the best response that you can give that person is, I'm not a cow. By all the definition of a cow, if you haven't seen a cow, cows don't look like me. And so maybe you are not okay. Maybe your brain is a bit whatever. Like it doesn't reflect on who I am. So if you call me stupid and I don't feel stupid, why should I react? If you call me ugly and I don't feel ugly, why should I react? The reason why you react when people call you certain things is because you already have insecurities around those things. And so when someone comes and calls you stupid, then you already also feel stupid. Then at the end of the day, you begin to react. Not because someone called you stupid and now they really did a bad thing. It's because inside of you, there is a part of you that believes you are. And let that sink in. So for me, it doesn't matter what you say. I've gotten to a point, I think as you grow older, that button does switch on. And I really thank God for the beauty of age. I am turning 35 this year. I no longer have the patience to want to cater to your insecurities. I don't have the patience to react to everything that is thrown my way. So there are times I choose not to react. Not because I didn't hear anything, but because why should I react? You want a reaction anyway. Why should I give you what you want? And one of the things that you have to realize, and that I've realized as I age, is when you stop feeding those negativity, they drown. They no longer have content. But every time you give them content, and coming from someone who was hyperactive, hyper-reactive, I can tell you for a fact that I've gotten to a point that very few things faze me. And I think that's the beauty of old age. So if you ask me, does people's opinion matter? No. People's opinion don't matter unless you give them life. You feed them and you give them life. If you starve them, they die. What and who you are is fully dependent on who you define yourself to be. So I challenge everyone that is watching this, and if you've reached here, define that person for yourself. Let everyone else stay in line, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they say. What you say matters more. Thanks for watching. Bye.